It's been about 14 months since I quit my full-time job and started going full-time at my own company. And I wanted to kind of give a honest end-of-year Q4 project report. As Santa is gearing up his sleigh, it's time to look backwards and then also look forwards. I'm looking in both directions. One eye to the front, one eye to the back. That's the way I like to crack. Consider this the shareholders meeting because you, as a viewer of the channel, are a shareholder. You're a share viewer, you're a view holder. View holder, okay, just going into term. So first and foremost, like my company is a podcast company, I would say. And before I left Try Guys, I released 62 episodes of my podcast. And since leaving Try Guys, I released another 62. So it kind of is actually a really good sample size of like, my business now is older as a full-time company than it was as like a side hustle. And I think that's kind of an interesting metric to measure stuff. So in the first 62 episodes of my podcast releases, the podcast channel on YouTube, I mean, there's downloads included too, but this is BoobTube, so let's give the stats. In the first 62 episodes of the show, which I was kind of doing as like an extra job at night, on weekends, etc., the YouTube channel for Perfect Person had about 2.8 million views, which is like insane. It's astounding, it's unbelievable. I'm thrilled with that number. It's a number that allowed me to leave my job in the first place, so I'm forever grateful to the people that were early adopters of the show. Thanks for watching. The 62 episodes since leaving that full-time job and focusing on the show full-time and trying to grow it with guests and marketing things and whatever, the show has gotten 7 million views, which is like more than double the amount of views it had before on those 62 episodes. I am very, very proud of that number. I can't really believe it. I honestly didn't know that that's what had happened until I checked the analytics this morning and ran the little report. I had no idea that the show had kind of gone up a cliff like that, which is overwhelming. I think it really validates me and makes me feel like, okay, maybe it was a good idea to quit my job. That makes a ton of sense that I did that, and I think the show's been better for it. Another fun thing I've been trying with my business over the last 14 months is it's so hard to grow a podcast, right? There's not really one surefire way to do it. Some people do it by getting canceled, and that seems to work out totally fine for them. I made an attempt at something, and it seems to have worked. And that attempt was basically I looked at little internet pockets of people, obviously, if you think about the internet as one big coat with thousands of different pockets, I took a couple different internet pockets that had similar audiences to mine in terms of vibe, and also seemed to share my sense of humor and were full of people that I admired. And what I did was get one person from that pocket on the show, see how that episode did, and if the episode did well, I would get another person from that pocket and another person. And then slowly I got fantastic guests from those pockets on the show, but two, I think I was successfully able to get viewers of those pockets to slowly be okay, who's that guy? Okay, who's that guy? Okay, fine, I'll fucking check this guy out. Jesus, stop having people I like on his show. And that seems to have worked fantastically. I did that with Smosh. I have obviously done that with Try Guys. And I've started to do that with Dropout. And all of those groups are full of lots of people that I admire. So it's kind of awesome and serendipitous that it happens to have worked out. So that's the podcast. That's kind of the meat and potatoes of my company. And it's been going splendidly, baby. I cannot get enough of it. It's my favorite thing ever to talk to people on the phone. And it's a joy that I continue to get to do it. I've also released 13 YouTube videos on this channel that you're watching right now. Okay. Totaling about 3.3 million views. Now, I would be remiss if not to mention that about 2 million of those views are from my Why I Left Try Guys video. So people were searching for the tea, and my channel benefited from it. But we have a bunch of videos that we've been kind of cranking on, and we are going to crank them until they come out of the channel. We also took the podcast on a 12-city, mostly sold-out tour, which was crazy. I had no idea how the tour would sell or how people would react to it or how the format would kind of pivot to live, and it went better than I could have possibly imagined. We also shot a tour documentary of the tour and kind of the different dramas that happened city to city and the different people we met. I think we made something really special. That'll probably come out in the spring next year, so stay tuned. And when I say we took the podcast, it's because I'm referring to both the company, the royal we, and I'm also talking about my producer, Ashley Lawless. I hired a full-time person to help me with the podcast and all the channels, etc. Ashley, do you want to say hi?
Miles did fry my YouTube algorithm. He made me watch hours of Gary Vee motivational videos.
Now that's what I call work-life balance. Perfect. So Ashley's been helping with the podcast and the YouTube videos and trying to like get the output up of the company. So we released about 12 videos in the last year, but my plan is to release way more in the coming years. And, ooh, this is fun. Because of the YouTube channel, we got this. Presented to Miles Bonsignore for passing 100,000 subscribers. Thanks, YouTube. Couple other things to get to before we get to the company announcements. The first merch company I worked with went bankrupt. So thank you so much for buying that initial launch of merch. Unfortunately, I did not get paid for any of it. But I started another merch store with a company called Fourth Wall, where I pretty much did everything myself. And we fired a bunch of great designs out, and people have been really cool and supportive, and we sold a bunch of them on tour. So thank you so much for wearing the PP uniform. So I've been a busy little beaver making my dam and eating content in order to spit it out and shit it out and make a gorgeous castle out of my beaver poop. Is that what beavers do? I'm not really sure. But all of this kind of leads into my problem. I need a place to create dumber stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of the stuff I make is very dumb. I need a place to make really dumb stuff. Simple stuff, weird stuff, things that might not fit on the main channel because they're just like one brief idea, but I can fart out a 7-minute video that's gonna be wildly entertaining. I want a place to experiment with weird little ideas so I can increase my output and give you all more things to watch while you eat your lunch. And so, I would like to announce 2 stunning new company initiatives, Milesmas and Milesmas. Milesmas is the top secret, highly exclusive bonus channel of Miles Bonsignore that has all the slop you could possibly want to gobble up. It's all stuff you probably wouldn't find on the main channel. Reviews, commentary videos, gaming, advice, hot takes, etc. Weird little experimental things that I want to send right to your smartphone. Milesmas is available now with a gorgeous little bowl of slop for you to gobble up, you little shit pig. And speaking of goblins, it's time to talk about Milesmas. Milesmas is the once-in-a-lifetime end-of-year holiday event where I post content every single goddamn day until Christmas. Think of it as a content handshake between Miles Bonsignore's YouTube channel, Milesmas, Perfect Person, and Perfect Person Platinum. I want to give you a December to remember by posting a ludicrous amount of content just in time for Santa to come. The link to the posting schedule for Milesmas is in the description below, but you can guarantee that you'll take part in the holiday cheer by subscribing to all of these accounts. So expect a gift every single day. Ho, 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 ho. So happy Milesmas, everyone, and you can unwrap your very first gift at the Milesmas channel. So head on over there and I'll see you tomorrow.